I'm T. Kanimozhi from Department of Business Administration PG, DrSNSRCAS College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. So in this, I'm going to talk about how to build a training scorecard. Introduction. Once you have identified what needs to be gone into the training scorecard, it's time to build one that will benefit your organization. Although different companies and industries train their employees in specific ways, this scorecard is meant to act as a template to track, measure, and improve training programs. 7 steps. Process to develop a scorecard to measure training effectiveness. Draft and refine training objectives. That is the first step. Add each objective to a strategic map. That is second step. Assign training KPIs to objectives. That is third step. Modify objectives based on learning styles. That is fourth step. Segment employees into training groups. That is fifth step. Connect objectives to other departments. That is sixth step. Measure and improve training program. That is seventh step. Draft and refine training objectives. As the head of trainings, it's important to discuss with the other C-suite managers what they hope to gain from training. Basically, what does each department want their employees to learn? Remember to keep these training objectives high level and each should be tied to an overall goal for the company. After drafting these training objectives, it's time to further refine them. Sometimes it's difficult for each department to pinpoint their training needs. It's your job to help define these so the end result is beneficial for the department, company, and employees. A strategy map is a diagram that shows your company's strategy on a single page. This visual will show all employees how their job and their personal development help achieve the overall company goals. It should be divided into 4 sections mentioned above: financial, customer, internal, business process, and learning and growth. So to begin, take each of your training and development objectives and place these under the learning and growth section of your strategy map. Also make sure you coordinate with other department heads so that your objectives are compatible with those of the other 3 sections. Remember, you don't want to overcomplicate this process, so don't use more than 20 or so objectives. Assign training KPIs to objectives to effectively judge the value of your training program. Assign a key metrics to each objective or group of objectives. This will be your primary means of measuring training success while basing the numbers on a benchmark. These training activities need a numerical value that can be connected to the completion of each objective. Once training KPIs are correctly assigned, they can be trailed on the training scorecard. Each employee learns differently. Some employees may have more knowledge of a subject than their peers, and some employees may pick up a new skill faster than others. So it's crucial to cater your training program to different employee learning styles. It's also important to survey employees to find out what they hope to gain from these new training initiatives. Are they looking to advance within the company? Do they want to build out a certain skill set? Do they see themselves moving departments in the future? Basically, how is this training fulfilling their learning needs? In order to simplify your training process, define a system for analyzing employee skill gaps prior to training. You could use a simple point system to apply to each employee. Score them on their current skill set. Once you compare apples to apples, you can begin to put each employee into the proper training program. By segmenting employees into different groups, they'll be able to learn in a fashion that's effective and engaging. Without groups or segments, some employees won't retain what they have learned or struggle to keep up with highly skilled co-workers. Another benefit of learning groups is it encourages collaborative learning while creating a social and engaging learning environment. One of the most important parts of creating a training scorecard is ensuring the objectives complement other departments. By isolating your objective to individual department, you will cause a rift within your organization as an employee. For example, your marketing team is enrolled in the same product training as both support and sales, giving all participants the same understanding of the product. Now they can efficiently market, sell, and support the company's product or service while being on the same page. This is how they measure and improve the training programs and color code your training objectives. Then create subheads, company goals listed, and some of the training programs. So thank you.